What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. The Super Bowl is over, and football is done for the next 6 months. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl last night against the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, what from the time that Chris Stapleton started singing the anthem until the final whistle, that was one of the best Super Bowls in a very long time. The halftime show was incredible. We had a ton of scoring. If you bet the overs, you did very well. I know the big, controversy is the holding call late in the fourth quarter, and here's my opinion. It was a penalty, and it doesn't matter. And you can argue that you shouldn't call penalties late in the game. I think you should. I think a penalty is a penalty, and I hate that in sports we've gotten to this mode, and it's particularly popular in hockey, of if it's late in the game of a close game, let the players play, which means let's just break the rules. Like, if the call is not made, the Eagles come down and score, and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, is that any less controversial? Is that better for the game that it wasn't called, therefore the Eagles won? Like, I just think it's silly. I think if it's called in the first quarter, it's nothing. But because it's late, it was a penalty. And if anything, it means you should be calling penalties consistently. And was it ticky-tack? Sure. But it's a penalty. And I don't think that takes, like, the Chiefs scored on every single possession in the second half. It wasn't going to matter, right? It was an exciting football game. I think people that have put that a damper on it probably had picked the Eagles to win. Maybe I care a little bit less because I did not do that. I don't know. But I thought from Stapleton's anthem, Rihanna's halftime show, the football game, it was a lot of fun. And now there's no football till September, until the CFL starts in June. So kiss goodbye to the NFL for now. We had a good day. So we had Travis Kelce over his 78.5 receiving yards. He hit that. We had the Boston Celtics -4. They beat Memphis pretty easily. Our teaser parlay did not hit. We did have Chiefs +6.5, but we did not hit the under because nobody hit the under, even though ours was at 60. But if you follow me on Twitter, we hit two big live bets. The Chiefs were +340 at halftime. We instantly jumped on that for 1 unit. And then after their first touchdown in the third quarter, they were still +150. We jumped on that for another unit. So that ended up being, I put that all on Twitter, made them official plays, and did very well there. Couldn't believe that it was +340 for a Chiefs team that was only down 10, and we're getting the ball to start the second half, knowing Patrick Mahomes' history. That was insane to me. Jumped on that immediately. I know a lot of other people did as well. So if you did do that, congratulations. And then actually when the Chiefs took the lead, you could get +400 on the Eagles if you wanted to play back on that too. So was very active on Twitter last night, discussing the game, adding bets, talking props. So overall, for us, it ended up being a 5-unit win night, which is great. On the week, we finished 9-8 and up 4 units. So we were down a little bit early. We rebounded. I don't do too many live bets, but when I do, there's definitely some opportunities. I do want to get into the live betting realm a little bit more because you can just see the game flow a little bit better, and you can definitely find some insane odds. So a +340 win there. So we did Hideki Matsuyama. We were tailing him to finish in the top 20. He did not do it. He was 1 or 2 strokes back of top 20 the whole week. And then after the 17th hole on Sunday, he birdied to put himself tied for 20th. And then immediately bogeyed the 18th hole and didn't make it. So we did lose a unit there. But overall, man, it was a great weekend of sports, between the UFC, between the NBA, between the Super Bowl, between the return of golf. So we're just in for some fun. And the NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up this weekend. So let's get into today. As you can see, we've got a hockey play and we've got 2 NBA bets. We're going to start in the NHL with the Buffalo Sabres and the Los Angeles Kings. And you might say, geez, a -144, and are we paying the juice? We are. We're going to put 1.44 units down on the Sabres Kings because the only book, I think FanDuel might have moved it, but you can get an alternate spread. It was the only book that had this total all the way up at 7, and I saw that and said, it's juicy, but I like that. Coming into this game, the Buffalo Sabres are 27-22 to the over. The LA Kings are 29-22 to the over. So you might say, well, these are a couple over teams, and well, why are we betting 7 here? If you look recently, the under is 5-0 in the Sabres' last 5 following a loss of 3 or more goals. Under is 4-0 in their last 4 Monday games. Under is 6-1 in their last 7 versus a team with a winning record. And then you look at the Los Angeles Kings. When they play the Buffalo Sabres, under is 5-0 in their last 5 meetings. and you go back through their recent scores. So Carolina, Buffalo, there was 9, but then for Buffalo there was 6, 5, 5, 7, 5, 9, but then 5, 7, and 5. So only 2 of the last 10 times has it gone over the total of 7. And then you go down to the Los Angeles Kings, and you've got 6 goals, you've got 9, but then you've got 7, 7, 7, 3, 7, 4, 7, 7. So they have had a lot of pushes there at the 7, but 7's a big number. For there to be 8 goals in this game, neither team, the last time the Kings played was 2 days ago. Same with the Sabres. They're both plus 500 teams. Sabres are 26 and 21. The Kings are 29 and 18. I do expect this game to maybe be a 4. If we push, we get a 4-3, we get a 6-1. I'm fine with that. 7's a big number. We're going to pay the juice there, take under 7. So as long as there's not 8 goals in that game, we are good. Moving to the NBA, what could have been a big matchup between New Orleans and Oklahoma City is not so big now that we learned Zion Williamson will be out even longer with his injury, which is unfortunate. Pelicans have been brutal since he's gone down with an injury. They have lost, 7 of their last 10 basketball games. They're coming off a 118-107 loss to Cleveland, whereas Oklahoma City's played well. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They are now home off a bit of a road trip where they lost at Golden State, and they beat the Lakers, and they beat Portland at Portland. Pelicans are 1-5 ATS in their last 6 following a loss. They're 1-5 ATS in their last 6 road games. And then you look at Oklahoma City, they're playing a lot of over games. Over is 4-0 in the Thunder's last 4 games, so over is not a bad play either. The Pelicans are 1-4 in their last 5 meetings in Oklahoma City. And then again, you look at the injuries. McCollum is questionable for tonight for the Pelicans. That could be bad. Zion is now out indefinitely. And OKC's not dealing with a whole lot of injuries. So I like Oklahoma City at home, -2 for -111. We're going to pay the juice there. At home this season, the Thunder are 16-11. The Pelicans are 9-18 on the road. So give me the Oklahoma City Thunder on the spread, -2, win by a bucket for -111. And our last bet today is another win by a bucket. It's the Brooklyn Nets at the New York Knicks. So it's the Battle of New York. Brooklyn comes into this 33-23, but we know there's a lot of changes going on their roster. The Knicks are 31-27. Brooklyn has been a decent team on the road, but since the trades of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they are only 1-3. Their win coming with a win at home against Chicago. They now go off on a road trip starting. I mean, you can call it a road trip, but it is at New York. When you look at the Knicks, they've actually won 3 of their last 4, most recently a nice big win against Utah. They lost to Philly, but they beat Orlando, and previous to that, beat Philly. The New York Knicks are 6-2 ATS in their last 8 Monday games, and against each other, the Nets are 4-1 ATS in their last 5, but again, this is a much, much different team. I think the Nets are going to still take a little bit to gel. In their last game against Philly, they only managed to score 98 points. You had Claxton only score 6. You had Finney-Smith only score 5. You had Dinwiddie only scored 9. So these guys, like Dinwiddie he played 31 minutes, shot 2 of 10, had 9 points. Cam Thomas, who blew up recently, only had 18 minutes and scored 14 points. So the Nets are in a bit of a who knows situation. I think the New York Knicks are in a great spot. They're pushing for the playoffs. They're moving up the standings. So until the Nets can get it figured out, I'm going to be fading them a little bit. So I like the New York Knicks there -2. So that is your card for a Monday. Let's run that back. I like the Buffalo Sabres and the Los Angeles Kings to go under 7, -144 at FanDuel. Like the Oklahoma City Thunder, -2, -111 at North Star Bets. And I like the New York Knicks, -2 for -110 at FanDuel. Feel free to drop a comment if you're fading or following. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. The spring is here. Baseball is not too far away. So until then, let's just talk sports.